In this video, I'll be setting up for fall in ethnobotany. This is the fall course. I'll scroll down. Import existing content might also appear on the right side. I'm going to be importing from a course. I'm looking for the spring 2024 run of ethnobotany. That will be the base I use. I'm going to bring over all content. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the dates. What did start on January 8th, the fall term will be starting on August the 19th. The ending for the term, I'll use the end of, would have been the theoretic end of finals. I'm going to actually use the 5th. It was spread 2, 3, 6, but 2, 3, 4. I'll use 4 because it was 2, 3, 6 across the weekend. But I'm going to adjust for that because in the fall it's consecutive. It's 9, 10, 11, December, 9, 10, 11. 3 consecutive days in fall. And with that done, it's going to do an adjust on the dates. And then I'll have to go in and finesse it. Import. This will take some time. That took a few minutes. It's completed. I don't see it's green. There's no errors on import. So now I can go start to set up for the fall term in my course. I'll start at home. Everything's come over. This is the modules view. I'm going to change that over to a front page for the first couple of weeks of class. The course is currently not published. That master publish button is on my screen, tucked at the bottom. For you, it might be on the right, but it's currently unpublished. So I will have to later go and publish the course before the students can see it. So I'll need to do that before the first day of class, preferably on the first day. If not, certainly that needs to be published starting by August 19. I need to have the course published. I'll go to Pages. I have a front page already built in Pages, but I've taken it down. So I'll come down to my front page, home page here. I'm going to use this as a front page. I'll have to do that first, so I'm over in Pages. Now I can go back to home. Again, on my screen, I'll have to go to the bottom, scroll to the bottom, choose a home page. I can now choose that front page as the home page. To edit this and update it, I'll have to go to Pages to do the editing, although I can actually edit it directly from here if I need to. So I've now got my front page set up that welcomes the students to the course. The next thing I'll be checking will be make sure my navigation order came through. The students need access to the modules and assignments primarily. The modules are how we organize the course. That's what you just saw a moment ago. That tells them what they're doing when, organizes all the material in the course. This order of having the modules directly below home was something that I set up in a prior term, and it's been imported across using navigation. These are drag and drop, or if you're not using an item at all, you could disable it. But your course should have modules, syllabus, and assignments, quizzes visible, grades visible. These are really must-have items. I need to have pages visible as well. And in the menu, if you see this, it means it's not visible to students. because there aren't any announcements for the fall term yet. It's automatically hidden, but once I make an announcement, it will show up. Items that are disabled are things that I'm not currently using in this residential course, and so they're tucked away where they don't clutter the menu for the students. With that said, I'm going to go back to the modules for just a minute here. I will have to get into these and manually edit them. I use text headers to tell students what we're doing on what day, and so these are manual updates, but this is what helps keep the students on track. Even though it's a residential class, I always try to keep them on track with what we're doing when with those. New feature, we can now do an assign to and assign a module to specific students. So you could have modules that were assigned only to a single section if you had multiple sections. And for those who've been looking for a way to have different modules for a residential and online section, that's now possible here. The whole module could be designed for a specific section and not visible to another section. Now, ethnobotany has only one section, so there's only one section listed. But if there were two sections, they'd both be listed here. I can also obviously assign it to specific students. Maybe I've got a module that's special assistance for students who might have difficulty in a topic that I know is difficult. And so I can assign that module to those students. That's in addition to the usual tools that allow you to publish and unpublish a module. I've got my syllabus set up here. If there's changes I need to make, I'll do that. Make sure my contact information is correct. All the course outcomes are listed there. I highly recommend that the course syllabus be done in the rich text editor, the rich content editor, as it's called by Canvas. Um, you've got a lot of tools here for building a nice complex syllabus. I, this is better for the students, especially those working from a mobile device like a phone, than attaching a Word document or a PDF. Rebuild your syllabus right here. You can basically do a copy and paste and then edit, but it's a full feature editor. And you can set up your syllabus, and it will also let you know if there's any accessibility items for accessibility, an important uh, feature that Canvas helps inform us on. So this will let you know if you have accessibility issues. I'll go into my assignments here at term start. Uh, this one is a result of the fact that I have no assignments under the category assignments. I have them under activities, observations, presentations, and tests. That's all I've got in here. So this comes in by default and it's blank. I can delete that. If I've set up rules, like here in edit, where I drop the lowest score, those will still be there from last term. I usually clear these out at term start. Um, that's my usual practice. So if I have rules set up, now is when I can go in and clear them out from here. Here in assignments, I also now have the ability to get at the assign to, which again is this new flyout menu. That's something that you'll have to watch for here when I create a new assignment. At the bottom, there's no longer a assign to block. You click on this and a flyout tray appears. And here you can set due date, available from, until, the usual items, and including who you want to assign it to. When you're done, click apply. So that's the new appearance for the assign to. There are a number of places these panels, or phrases are called, are now being used inside Canvas. One issue is if you've imported if you've copied a single assignment, not a whole course where I changed the dates, But if you copy a single assignment, dates may copy with it, and those dates will not be valid for the new term. They'll need to be updated before you can save your assignment. The rest of this is pretty straightforward. Uh, in quizzes, I continue to recommend the use of classic quizzes. You are welcome to use new quizzes if you want, but I'm still using classic quizzes. Um, that's available here. And so I'll be continuing to use classic quizzes for now. New quizzes do work, uh, but they continue to be developed, and the classic quizzes remains available to us. I continue to recommend using them until all of the development work on new quizzes is done. There's some faculty, depending on what they're doing, may run into difficulties with new quizzes, especially those that are heavily reliant on banks. The question banks still don't migrate across. Um, so I don't recommend them yet unless you're already using them. They do have some nice new features. One other thing I'll be doing new this term, rubrics. We've got a new rubric editor and we've got new rubric capabilities. The most important thing for me, you'll see I've got a pile of rubrics, some of which are duplicates. So I want to figure out this one's an accidental dupe. I can go here and find what assignment it's attached to. This is new. And I can now go fix that so that that assignment is using this rubric, which is the one that I meant it to use. One way or another, I'll have to look at the rubrics. Maybe I edited it and it saved it as a copy. When you edit a rubric, it generates a copy. But for the first time, I can now go through and see which courses and assignments are using which particular rubric. And when I'm working on a rubric, I can sit here and adjust the points. Adjust the rubric. Rubrics are now editable. Come back here. To edit the rubric, I have to go over to this side. The editor is here on the three dot vertical ellipsis menu. That's not the rubrics. I dropped out of rubrics because I was in an assignment. I'm getting used to the new interface. This three dot menu in rubrics. My apologies. It's new to me too. And so here I can actually drag and drop criterion uh, and edit criterion, put in new, add in a new criterion. Some of mine, like this one, actually comes from a outcome, and so if I, those are outcomes that are in my course, and so I can pick those up from my course. Those are the outcomes there in the course, and so I can pick up outcomes from here. I'm coming back out to the rubric screen. I'll work on those later, but this is a new area, and I'll be learning how to operate this interface myself. I've already got outcomes that came in with my course copy. They're here. I don't need to bring them in again. These are my outcomes. And these outcomes were originally obtained from FIND, Account Standards, College of Micronesia, MSSC, down in here. And I can search for it. My outcomes are SC slash SS, SC, SS slashes aren't allowed in these. So I had to use them without slashes. But there's my ethnobotany outcomes. These are already added, but they came from this bank of our account standard College of Micronesia outcomes that was set up in, was actually set up in 2021. So if you're looking for outcomes and they're not there, let me know so I can add those outcomes to this bank. But the bank has outcomes for the courses that were listed online in 2021. So rubrics, new developments in rubrics, new interface, new capabilities, which will allow me to clean up this area significantly. There'll also be, for those using discussions, there will be some new features in discussions. This is the residential class. Our discussions will be in class, but uh, you'll see this screen has changed slightly. We also have a new assign to here, which does the same flyout, so you can assign it to people. You can have graded, um, and other features are possible. There's also some differences in the way discussions can be displayed in split screen and other things. So that's another area where there's been some new developments over the summer in Canvas, some new capabilities in discussions. So with that, my course is uh, on its way to being ready to go. I've got work to do in the modules to make sure I get the dates updated to the current term. I've got to do work in the assignments. Those I'll probably work from the three-dot menu up here, the edit assignment dates. That'll let me edit the assignment dates and go through and individually set these to be available. You'll notice this is a residential class, and some of these things are being marked by in class. There's no submission. So there's no available from or to. But I always include a due date because that way it populates the student's calendar, and it also populates the to-do list and their list view as well when they're working from a list view. So due dates are important even when it's not something that's being turned in. That's a look at bringing classes over uh, from spring to fall. In this case, for SDSS 115 Ethnobotany. Thanks for watching.